Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and to part 2 of this episode of Break Par, where I finished the front 9 on +1, so not a bad comeback after a fairly disastrous start with a double bogey. Hope you've been enjoying the videos. It was snowing before I set out, and one of the snowflakes actually said like and subscribe to the channel. It is free and it really helps me out, so that would be great if you could do that, thank you. Moving on to the 10th hole then, a shortish par 3. This will just be a wedge in. Not much wind out there and glorious conditions. And pin was at the front left. I've missed it a little bit right, but we're safely aboard. No complaints. Excellent news. Greens were a little bit bobbly, simply because it belted down, it snowed, it's been frosty, it's been windy, it's been everything, and it's about -4 as we step onto the 10th tee. And it shows there, I've left that putt short, but a no stress par to begin things, and we've not spilt any blood, thank God, because it's probably frozen. So just a par there, and onto the 11th, hitting straight down towards the telegraph pole in the distance. What a lovely view. One of the good days on the golf course, although it was just very cold. As we hit a leaky slider, and we could be in serious bother early doors because that might be over the fence and far away and with the gremlins. So this is a provisional ball. Pretty sure this is a chrome soft with 4-leaf clovers on it, so maybe that'll give us the luck we need to find the first one. And a white shot tracer, which is intriguing. And look what we've found here. Now, fortunately, because I'm in the cut area, I can lift clean and place, and it was plugged. So I've got a decent lie, although it's very much sat up, and we're hitting a gap wedge from 120. And we've hit a rip snorter. Don't quite know how I've done that, and you can see the disbelief on my dish. Actually, it imparted some razzle-dazzle on that golf ball, and it came back to here. So we have an uphill right to left putt from where I'm standing, and a very good opportunity to get back to level par. And it's tracking, and it's lipped out, and that's frustrating. Although I do not deserve a birdie on that hole. Look at that booty. Don't look at that booty, in fact. Moving swiftly on, we are on to the 12th hole. Probably the longest par 4 of the day, but plays downhill, and we're off the mat, which also helps. And we're pumping this one up the left, I believe. Yep, and it took a nice bounce as well. Normally that would run down into the rough, although look at this dude. This is my playing partner, my brother, and the Krent. And he's blasting one up the right hand side, and that'll do nicely as well. Nice little teal shot tracer. So I've actually stayed in the fairway, if you can even tell. And the flag's there in the distance near that tree, right on the back shelf of this green. Really looks like it's actually falling off the back, so don't want to be messing about with that. However, that 50 degree has flown on me a little bit. It always seems to do that on this hole, and it really needs to take a chair. Fortunately, I ended up just about pin high on the fringe, and a huge opportunity with Beamsley Beacon in the background. Best thing about this course, spectacular views, pretty much every angle you look. But that doesn't make for good viewing, as I've blasted that past and actually off screen and off world, and we're in the shadow realm, and thank God we've poured that one in. So just a par, and we shall move on to the mat on the 13th, which was actually frozen and frosty, so it was like a slip and slide. 9-iron in hand then from about 135, and that's not getting any jobs done ever. In fact, I've been fired from said job. Pulled left, which adds distance, and I've flown the green. And from 130 yards, this is poor. So we're chipping for the first time in this video. Would like to get this one up and down to salvage something, but I've again gone off screen. That rolled out a lot more than I expected, and now we have a devilish putt. Downhill and right to left, and realistically we're aiming this towards the shadow of my tripod. And even that's not enough. Probably not hit it hard enough, but that has turned right angles, and it was nowhere near, and that's a bogey, and now we have a very big uphill battle. 2 par 5s though, this being the first of them, the 14th. We are at +2 and looking to redeem ourselves. put a decent swing on that one, and I was hoping the slight right to left breeze had helped me out, but it's just going to miss the fairway on the right. And now I'm in a swamp. I have a 5-iron from about 220 playing 190, so that seems about right. We've got to make good contact with this ball considering how wet it is. We have. Sounded amazing, but it's just turning over more than I would like. And that is the sound of the ball belting a tree, and I had no idea where it had gone. And this is where it ended up, and I couldn't even get the camera behind it. Gripping all the way down so I don't hit the wall, and trying not to hit the camera, which I've not done. And I've actually done a very good job of that. I was quite pleased just to get that on the green. And now we have an uphill putt for the birdie. Although there is quite a bit of swing on this, or so I was thinking until I hit it, and it only really broke after the hole, which surprised me. So unfortunately no birdie there and just a par. Although things are looking up because the tee box is way up, so we only have 250 here. I mean, it's actually more like 215, but playing a long way uphill, so I'm hitting a cut driver and hoping to God I can get it on the green. I'm definitely not going to be on the green from there though, because I was hoping for a cut, like I said, didn't get it, thought it was dead, and I'm pin high and got away with things. So just a little bump and run here, just trying to chip it on the green and let it release down, but I've managed to tug it somehow, and it's not quite what I was hoping for. However, we do have a putt for birdie. It's not the tap-in, but we have a good opportunity here, and realistically at this late stage in the game we need it if we're going to break par today. Oh, that was squeaky bum time. It went in though, and nobody cares how, and we're back to +1. So we need 2 birdies in the last 3 holes, and this is a par 5 off the mat as well, so it's only playing reasonably short, although it is a long hole. Although that's probably not the start line you'd want. Thank God it faded a bit. I thought that could have been out of bounds, or it was very close. Actually, had a reasonable amount of room, and I'm not blocked out by that very threatening looking tree. So this is a 5-iron again, and we're aiming it right because we need to hit a draw. There is a bunker over there, but I'm looking to turn it, and I've definitely done so. Miles too much, in fact, and that nearly ended up in the nonsense on the left. We found it though, if you can see that blue speck down there. Got about 35-40 yards, and I've duffed that a tiny bit. I didn't actually duff it, it was more like a D-cell. I did not commit to my shot. And now we have rather a long 30-35 foot putt up the hill, and realistically we've not holed one of these all day, except now. Don't know what to make of that face, but that's a birdie, and the comeback is on. We're back to level with 2 holes to go, and another par 3 off the mat. This is actually further away than the yellow tee would be, so we have a 9-iron, and I've hit a dramatic thin. Somehow got away with it, and we have a putt at birdie, and my finger's fallen off. That is not the sort of thing that you want to be doing when it's -4 outside. So you can see where I'm aiming here. This is downhill and left to right massively, and even though I nearly aimed that at right angles, I still didn't get it high enough, and we'll hopefully pop this one home for par, which we have. Last hole then, as the sun seems to be setting, although I'm pretty sure it's only about 2:30 at this point. But this is a driver, and not a long par 4, but very much uphill. Won't be able to get there today with this wind, and we've just popped one straight into the middle of the fairway, and the opportunities are still there. We have a little 45-yard chip up the hill, and this is all about distance control, so much so that I forgot to think about line and pushed it to the right. Although I did get the distance perfectly, which I don't often do. So this, ladies and gentlemen of the golfing world, is for a 1 under par 68 on my home course. And celebrations, and oh my God, it's actually gone in, and for the second time we've broken par. Hope you've enjoyed, everyone. Stay tuned for next week's video, and I will see you then. Goodbye.